Session for the evening of Sunday, January 9th, 2021. Do 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 do.
Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. Here comes the legend, the bravest of brave. Fiercer than lions, more southern than you. He's conquered our hearts, and he'll conquer hell too. Joe. I'm headed down to somewhere, got my pickaxe in my hand. Yes, I'm headed down to somewhere, got my pickaxe in my hand. I'm headed down to somewhere, God knows where I am. Who's the guy who conquers death? The mister with the whispers when Mumbo forgets. After introducing Pearl and Gem to say we're settling a continent. Shoulder to shoulder, surrounded by water, beyond which reset, risk your face if you wanna. We live close, we build close, we speak in proximity. Season 8's here today, still in its infancy. Mumbo is saying go, everyone's cheering, suddenly scattering, always unfearing. Though it passed by without Mumbo mentioning, there's a crew, you know who to keep you adventuring. Asuma securing villagers, Pearl on fine architecture, Joe grabbing supplies, ready to throw at the first fools who die. Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. The very first to die, B-double-O don't cry. Pops and quite chagrin, takes some apples and he flies. Zombie Cleo's next, needs an axe for the road. Geared up and cheered up, she's off with some lows. Gemini Tay appears slain by Jevin, but B-dubs is back before Joe loads the first chest in. Then Pearl's killed by Cleo, who Joe had armed previously. Then Cleo's dead too, per Isco mischievously. Impulse SV got blown up by a creeper. Says he won't be back, but how can he be sure? Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. The resupply crew. Asuma laddering a mine shaft. The resupply crew. Pearl egging a shell. The resupply crew. Joe lavaing a portal. Yo, you're immortal, here's a doorway to hell. Who's the guy? Who's the guy? Who's the guy who struck his first diamond? Encircled suddenly by three of his friends. Tango, Corrales, and B-double-O, all armed and armored to shake down Joe. Threats bacon triplicate fully surrounded. Joe took to the sky with Cobble unbounded. Lava to dump on the brigands below, or on himself. Misdirection, let's go! Heading down to somewhere with coordinates in hand. Bridging and a tunneling connecting flower forest land. Cleo is away, so Joe leaves her a saddle. He hopes as he does she won't use it for battle. Returning to world spawn and lighting his tunnel, he keeps striking lava and dies a whole bundle. And drowns hunting squids, though he tried his best. But no worries, back at world spawn there's a resupply chest. Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. One chest becomes four, labeled in stock. The shell thickens yet with smooth sandstone block. Bushes are placed, ravines are filled in. Also the hermits can keep adventuring. If dying is losing, then living is winning. Episode's done, but the show's just beginning. Pick up some tools, some potatoes and steak, and show 'em you're real, give 'em season 8.
Who's the guy who can conquer death? That's Joe Hughes. He plays for Nashville when he plays Minecraft. That's Joe Hughes. That's Joe Hughes.
The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and just let your mind flow downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us! Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and tonight, y'all are my live streaming audience. I hope that you are ready to have a fantastic time doing a little bit of art with me. If you aren't doing art at home, that's okay. You don't have to. You can do your own thing. But sometimes people like to craft with other people around, and you know what? That's what we're doing. We are going to go ahead and we are going to do some Hermit designs here in Adobe Illustrator. I realized after I sent Cleo these the other day, these would be great to use also in thumbnails for my HermitCraft Season Next videos. And so I've realized what I probably should do is work on similar versions of kind of the other Hermits that I'm likely to collab with. Now, I don't currently have any collabs planned yet for the next season, but since we recently made that cool birthday card concept for Ijevin, I really feel like I have a good grasp of what his skin takes to express. And so part of me wants to just start with him. Also, he has kind of the easiest skin, right? So over here on Zombie Cleo's skin, we want to keep probably the layers the same for the different Hermits. So let's see. Jevin doesn't really have much hair or flower crowns. So if we remove those, that'll help. Let's see. In terms of his like top and shoulders here, that's just gray. That's easy. And he actually doesn't really have these. He doesn't really have a lot of the complexities that Cleo's costume had, which is going to make things even easier. So we can just kind of shorten some of that stuff, shorten that. Actually, let's bring all these down. Boom. We can go ahead and lock that layer now. And let's see, what have we got? We've got hair and left arm and right arm. So we're going to lock right arm and left arm. Boom. Okay, so what's left here? Features. So the thing about Scar and Cub and Isuma, so there are some Hermits that I do a lot of collabs with who also change their skins all the time. So one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to draw Isuma as an axolotl, right? And then find out like, oh no, this season Isuma is actually the opposite. He's a Lotalaxolagazolo. He's a Mixelpixit or something, right? That's no good. So here's what we want to do. For Jev, we're going to take these two eyes here, and we're going to make them that size, and we're going to move them on up. Boom. Now he looks like Mumbo. He's doing great there. That's fine. No, just kidding. So we're going to remove these, and let's go down to the torso layer here. We can turn those into the little, what do you call those? We can turn those into his little things here. Vector drawing is weird. It's one of the weirdest things in the world, and I love it, and it makes me so happy. I have so much fun doing a little bit of vector drawing here. So let's see, we can just move this one to right here. Have it line up with that eye a little bit. Boom. Oh, wait, no. Let's actually look at Jevin's head more closely. So Jevin's head, actually, we would have these... Whoops. So these would actually come further out. They go close to the edge. One step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. So then this one would be like here, actually. If we move this one over to the edge so we can have that one come out further. Boom. And then these are both, okay, slightly lower. They should be low enough that you could double them up. That was too low. Double that up there. Boom. Look at this. We've got a passable Jevin that we could now make excited, happy, sad, whatever. But it's not perfect yet for a few reasons. One, we probably need to go ahead and have his arms be slightly different shades of gray so they show up versus his hoodie or versus his torso. Or like, maybe we have this one be a slightly lighter one. We have them be progressively lighter on this side, so it looks like he's lit from this way. Boom. That's not perfect. We can increase the lighting a little bit more. And on a good backdrop, like if we had an active backdrop here, let's add a new layer here called fake. We'll call this screen caps, right? So let's just take a random screenshot of Minecraft to see if this would look like a good background for a. Okay, so let's say we've got our new episode background here, and so we built. Okay, so this is on the reference layer. We're going to lock the reference layer. So we've got a thumbnail. Let's pretend that Jevin helped me work with my house, right? So if we have that show up there, that's clearly like a distinct Jevin there. And obviously we would need room to, put in titles and episode numbers and things like that. But the core concept is sound. So we're going to have that come down here. We're going to have this one come one further. Actually, let's copy this here. Copy it here and copy it here. Okay, so we're going to lock that one. These two are going to come down here to the torso layer where they belong. This one will stretch down there. Boom, right? So we've got kind of like a basic iJevin that we can now then, whoops, in the same way, or a neutral. Let's say a neutral iJevin. In the same way we have a neutral zombie Cleo here that we could use for thumbnails. But then we took neutral zombie Cleo and we have like angry zombie Cleo and content zombie Cleo and Cleo-wo, right? And facepalm zombie Cleo and happy zombie Cleo. Maybe we should do this with me eventually. I'm realizing. Neon Jolt says it looks like a modern depiction of Jevin. Yeah, it's a simplified depiction, but like the thing is though that like kind of the accents around his face and textures here, they're so subtle that they don't need a lot, right? When I did the construction paper Jevin for the birthday card, we didn't have to do too much. Okay, real quick, DJ Frogtime says, I love the hair flaring and angry Cleo. Adds so much expression. Thank you. I worked hard on that. Also, if anybody would like to support the show, we have some time until soon when HermitCraft season next begins. So tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. So let's go ahead and take the core concept Jevin that we've got here. Whoops. And I'm going to deal one thing at a time. So we have core concept iJevin. Although, wait, you know what? Before we do... Oh, wait. Before we do anything further, let's adjust this a little bit. One thing that we didn't do was we didn't get his hands in here, right? So we need the slime hands as well, because those are going to show up if we have him like throwing his hands up in the air, right? So we want to make sure that those are the same size roughly to start here as that. Okay, we're going to put this one in front of there. Not in charge of there. In front of there. Boom. We'll copy that over here. Whoops. Drag that there. Let's fine. As long as it roughly overlaps or it's close to the same size, we can mess with it later. Okay, so this one has to go on that layer. Great. Okay. But the thing is, we need the whole... we need all the objects to be within the artboard, or it's going to throw an error. So we need to unlock all the layers that we have here. Move that up like so. Boom. Okay, so now we have a kind of basic iJevin here. But what if we needed any hidden or... Okay, that's fine. What if we needed an angry Jevin, right? So when we go to angry Cleo, she's got really mean eyebrows. Devin Crotty says the cord ends are the wrong shade of green. Oh, you're right. Those are the Cleo green still. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Or no, those are his eye green. That's... Yeah. Thank you very much for that. So I feel like for... what do you call them? For angry Jevin... So let's go ahead and name this artboard. So we have that Jev-angry. Like maybe he's got Lems 3011 Crafts Tips 5 who says this is super cool and you're super cool. Heart 3. Well, thank you, Lems 3011 Crafts. That puts us 15 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Meanwhile, Laura is also rolling in with a tip. 25 from Laura. Boom. The first 15 gets you a face camera expansion. Next 10 gets you halfway to the next milestone. So here we go. It's time to say, howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee-da-dee-da-dee. Dee-da-dee-da-dee. Alrighty. And then we are now 10 away from the next face camera expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. I can't copy and paste the link when I just copied and pasted SVG data from Adobe Illustrator because that causes problems. Okay, so, whoops. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to Illustrator here, and we're actually going to create a full square that's this size because these are a pain to work with this way. We don't need that. Okay, so, boom. Oops. Delete. Boom. Okay. So, now that we have this set up here like so, one thing that we can do is we can just have these we can just have angry eyes. And we can possibly rotate the mouth a little bit too, so it's shoutier. That looks like, in some ways, an angry alien. That's not ideal. But let's see, what did we do for Cleo? For angry Cleo, we have the eyes kind of come up on that side. Which is not exactly what we did here. We had that part come down. Okay, so we could have this also come in this way more. Whoops, that's too much. Angry Jevin is funny, but it doesn't fit his vibe. That's actually true. I don't know that Angry Jevin is actually as logical a thing to include in this as Angry Cleo. Maybe we just go for, like, what are some Jevin emotions? What are the most Jevin things that we would have? Like, Happy Jevin feels like, in some ways, Happy Jevin makes a lot more sense to me than Happy Cleo. So, like, maybe we have Jevin who is, whoops. Can we stretch that anchor point a little bit and then up? We just have a nice Happy Jevin. Whoop. Yay. Whoops, that was too far that way. Why can't it go both ways at once like a normal path? Ooh, there we go. Yay. And does it work okay if we lean that in a little bit? And should that lean in on that side too? And then we mirror that across. And maybe we scrunch it down just a little. Teeny tiny bit. Just for proportionality. Maybe we round out his mouth a little bit, so instead of being quite so square, he's like, ee. Or he could have a little smile. Maybe we have it come up like a little bit of a smirk, right? Sassy Jevin suits his mood. His eye looks like the Windows logo, but one color. The _dash Jevin face might be a good one. That's actually funny. Hey, Ratam, Mukherjee tips 40. Are those, what is that? Those are 40 rupees. That comes out to roughly 1 US abacus bead. So thank you very much. Who says good going, Heart? Thank you. That puts us 9 abacus beads away from the next face camera expansion thing. Jevin looks a lot more deadpan usually. You know, I actually do like the idea of having in the same way we've got the content Clio here with these. I actually really do think it's funny to have a different emoji or emoticon. Is it an emoticon? A different, no. What do you call those? For each hermit, like a different, like we could have a whole set of people's, whoops. What are those things called? Like LOL or emote, but like smiley. We have a different smiley for each hermit. Oh, actually, the way to do this actually would have been to, let's delete those. Copy that. Put it up here. Rotate it. Like, that's not exactly it. And in fact, we'd actually want that to be 1/2 or 1/3 or 2/3 that, right? So boom. Okay. But part of the fun of this not being true pixel art is we have it slightly off center the way his real face is. Right? That looks like a... Now, the real Jevin eyes, though, are almost in the middle of the head. And the mouth is a lot lower, right? So we want it to kind of mirror that. Second Fifth says you're onto something beautiful here. Yeah, right? There's something there. Also, hey, thank you very much to Elaine Ivy's Art for tipping too, who says, Joe, just wanted to say hi and thanks. You're most welcome, Elaine Ivy's Art. That puts us 7 away from the next face camera expansion. Devin Karate says, that face is a mood. Like, honestly, that face is a good Jevin mood, if you ask me. So here's the thing, is like, I feel like what I could do here is to copy these. Wait, no, on each layer, I want to copy, paste. Okay. I feel like Jevin with his arms crossed is kind of a vibe, maybe. Is that how are we using that word right? Whoops. Jevin with this face and his arms crossed is kind of, it feels like it might be what the kids are calling a vibe. Okay, that's too far, but the core concept is there. Right? So we bring that to here and then over like that. And up. And there. So like I feel like if let's do a, we're gonna do our test thumbnail, right? So test thumbnail. We're gonna go ahead and copy. What layers were locked? Okay. Copy that. We're gonna copy our. Let's go back to our screenshots thumbnail and see if I've got a screenshot of something I built. What is that even from? Okay. So let's say I had this screenshot. We put this in the screen caps layer. Right? And then we lock that. And we grab a copy of Cleo and we move her over here. And we want to get them so their heads are the same size, but core concept, you get it. He's unimpressed, Jevin. And then we take these guys and we, now that they're roughly the same size, yeah, we would take them and then like shrink them down to like part of the thumbnail here. And then there's me doing something stupid. I've got to have a better example of what a thumbnail might show. Okay, so here's an example of a building from season whatever. 6, 7. Yeah. Hades Stam says, are these models made exclusively with Illustrator? Yes. I've been drawing these in Illustrator. And I've got different emotions, though. Somebody says the question is what font? Well, that's why I've been hand cutting out pieces of paper. Oh, you can't see it because it's green. I've been hand cutting out green pieces of paper. Here's an H. And then we've got like an E. You can't see it very well because it's not in front of my face. But yeah, I've been cutting out pieces of paper with letters, or I've been cutting pieces of paper into letters for the thumbnails. Add white outlines around them like Paper Mario cutouts. You know, that's not a terrible idea. So we're going to add outlines, an outline layer. And we're going to say object, Expand. Actually, really, we could Pathfinder them. Is there a... Wait, why are they... They're on the wrong layer. Okay. Where is the, Pathfinder? Control Shift F9. Oh, the Pathfinder's all the way out here in Pearl. Wow. Okay, that's unhelpful. But so then we can go over here. And we can give them white outlines. Where's the stroke window? Oh my gosh. Everything is a chore with these guys. We can give them rounded end caps here. Yeah, the additional menus don't show up because of the way it captures them. Sorry about that. Yeah, this isn't Angry Cleo. Angry Cleo is over here. This is Content Cleo. This is Angry Cleo. Shouty Cleo. K. McGlow says, how long have you been doing your thumbnails like this? I'm hoping to start. The plan is to start doing my thumbnails like this. Super Tabine says they look like stickers. Yeah, it's very Super Paper Mario. I thought every Cleo was Angry Cleo. Not quite. So we've got Cool Guy Jevin and Content Cleo here. But then we could also have, like, you know, when we did the end busting, right? You know, I could also go in and then say, like, okay, so let's say we did an end busting episode. So we're going to add to the headband layer here on Jevin. We could have a helmet here. Uh-oh, whoops. Don't want the outline on this layer. Whoops, that was the opposite of what I want. Blarg. So if we want to do, like, netherite, what color is netherite? Like gray or something. So we could do okay. Let's copy his eyes over. Put them on top of this. And then exclude them. So we could, you know, give him a helmet or something. Or we can add props and stuff on the fly. That would probably be better than this. This is the worst possible helmet. And the other thing is it doesn't link with the outline here. Is there a lock other layers option? No. So we just gotta lock them all, I guess. Oh, wait, no. The way to do it would be to select that as well, and then just group them with the Pathfinder. And then we go back to the stroke, and we bring it back up to wherever we had it, 20, I think. So as you can see, we can add stuff and then adjust this. It makes his head look small. I know, that's part of the joke. It's like, yeah, I'm in a thumbnail. Whatever. Yeah. I'm Jevin. I do what I want. Right. But yeah, this is objectively a terrible helmet. But I mean, we could make it look better if we actually tried. I stream on YouTube and Twitch, so you can watch wherever is most convenient for you. Don't ask me if you should go from one to the other. That's silly. That you know better than I do what's convenient for you. Beatles cut Jevin. Yeah, I mean, we could make this gold, too. Wow, he looks like a boy band boy or something. But, like, core concept, we could do stuff if we wanted. I just don't care to. Okay, let's turn saturation all the way down. Then we can go to, like, gray here. Jove says these art streams are inspiring during tough times. I do what I can. Jevin Biber. Jevin looks like a whole boy band, not just one member. He looks like a hammerhead shark, says Morgana. Thanks. I try. Oh, sorry, Discord. I didn't have the thing open because I was jumping between things. So, yeah, there we go. Sorry, I'm getting Discord messages over here. Okay. Well, I just got invited to do something this weekend that I don't know if I can do or not, because my ex is supposed to have my daughter this weekend, but might not pick her up. We'll have to find out. So, yay! I already was unhappy about that situation, and now I'm missing out on more things. I shouldn't have checked my messages during the thing. Boo. Okay. So, let's go ahead and do some more work until we feel better about things that are outside of our control. Okay. Yeah. I have managed to go all evening without tweeting about how stupid this situation is. And I'm gonna leave it at that. But I think that this is like the sort of thing, like this would pop well on YouTube. And it looks a little bit different though from just having the what do you call it, having just like the screenshots out of name MC, right? Because let's say that I took here, let's do an example. Okay, so we're gonna whoops, we actually want to unlock that. Okay. We're going to lock all the layers except for the ones that we want now. Okay, so we're going to drag that down there. Okay. And then we're going to drag these two reference images down there. Okay. So I want these to match relatively closely, just so that we actually can feel like we're comparing these well. So we got Jevin here and Cleo there. And then to actually do a good match on these, we need to go down to our outline layer here. Okay, we're going to hide the reference layer for now. Then we're going to go to Edit Object and Properties. Why can I not see the toolbars? For some reason, there used to be a bunch of toolbars in this, and they're all gone. And I don't understand why. Full screen with menu bar mode. I want presentation mode. Overprint preview, fit artboard window. Show. How do I turn the toolbars back on? Well, either way, there used to be a thing where you could yeah. How do you live trace something? Expand? Okay, yeah. Object, image trace, silhouette, expand. So we could take these two and shift them that way and do the same thing. So they've got the 20% stroke that's rounded. Okay, then we come back to layers and we turn that back on. Oh, it's because the clipping masked on the outlines. Line stroke to outside, line stroke to middle. Boom, okay. Like, I think the one that you can tell isn't Minecraft is also this one is slightly bigger, or these right now these two are slightly bigger. Yeah, we need to have that be a little bit more like that. Oh yeah, they're still way bigger actually. Like if they're covering roughly, if we're trying to compare the composition, when we zoom way out here, there's not a huge difference. But as we zoom in, like the one that's got actual expressions and stuff is going to do more, I think. Why is Happy Jevon's nose wider? That's because it's his mouth, not a nose. It's kind of... And honestly, here's the other thing about this, is part of the fun here is that I can come in then and say, like, oh, what if we give him a little bit of a smile there? That was too much of a smile. Jevon's a subtle guy. Yeah. You can just come in and tweak it and do little things like that on the fly. And with the way that we're doing the art here. And I think that's kind of way better. Welcome, Reese Clan. Okay. Okay. So this is how I would have done it last season. And this is like an approach to doing it this season. Now, the big thing that takes the most time, we're 44 minutes in. The thing that takes the most time is probably trying to find way, or is making the original image of the person, right? So let's go ahead. You know who's got a very iconic, incredible, amazing skin? Is our friend Corrales. Corrales doesn't change his skin too often either. Whoops, I didn't mean to... Okay. How do I make all visible? Can I... Layers... Delete hidden layers. Show all layers. Unlock all layers. Boom. Okay. So, Corrales has a really iconic skin and he doesn't change it between seasons. So we want to go ahead and draw base skins for a bunch of people that... like base models for skins for a bunch of people that we know are going to look the same, right? Tango is another one who doesn't change his skin very much. So Tango would be a good one to do. I actually drew Tango. It's going to be hard for you to see. I drew Tango the other day here. I also have, oh my gosh, my impulse is terrible. Oh boy. Yeah. But I did rough sketches of a bunch of the Hermit skins the other day in graph paper, so I could kind of figure them out for this project partially. Corrales is the beloved. Did Tango change his skin for Season 8? Even when Corrales changes his skin, his face stays the same. Exactly, Centauratron. Yeah, so that's the thing, is even using, like, there are poser tools that let you pose people's skins to make different, like, gestures and stuff, but really you need to be able to modify people's faces. And the only way to modify people's faces is really going to be to draw them. So let's go ahead and get some folks drawn. Also, I should mention, we are only $7 away from the next face camera expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Chef Nutmeg says Green and Scar change skins all over the time, or all the time, but keep their face the same. Yeah, that's true. Is Jeff staying a green slime? I don't know, but even if he changes colors, it would be easy to redo. So, whoops. So we're gonna go to artboard mode here, and whoops, we need to get some new source files. So let's go ahead and get the Corrales skin Minecraft. We're gonna go to name MC for that, probably. Wait, hold on. Who made this Joe Rallis skin? Ducksworth04. Wow. That's something. That sure is something. If you're watching Ducksworth, good job. Also, I'm mildly to moderately disturbed. Okay. So yeah, Corrales does all sorts of crazy stuff with his skin. He puts on a scream mask. He's Santa. He's Etho. He has a lot of fun with it, but it's always the same face, right? So we can go ahead and download this here and copy that into here for reference. Oh, wait. That's the wrong one. I went to do screenshot, copy image. Yeah. So it doesn't hurt to actually have the full skin so we can pull colors out of it in a lot of ways. But okay. So, for example, let's say that we wanted to have, so he's got arms. Boop. That are longer here. Boop. We can just kind of do the same thing on this side. Having them be slightly different shades also makes it feel like it's, you know, a thing, you know? So he doesn't have these details. Oh boy, this is already super creepy. Oh my gosh, I hate it. You know the saying, thanks, I hate it? Thanks. I hate it. Okay. So, we're gonna copy that and have that stretch out until it's that size. Go white. Oops. Delete these two. Have that go in front of there. This is how vector art works. It is terrifying while it's in process. You try not to look at the total you try not to look at the whole too much until you've completed the parts, because it sure is something. Whoops. And then we need a mouth. Yeah, that's like that. So it's not a perfect Corrales, obviously. But it's a start. you know. So let's go ahead and get rid of that screenshot and find a different screenshot to put behind us there. Like, maybe it's him, and there's a Christmas Island behind him. So the thing is, from here, his face is a bit too pale. That's actually, I sampled the face color off of his skin. It just looks weird because I sampled darker areas of the rest of him. But yeah. So we have default Keralis here. His actual face between his eyes is actually super pale if you look at it. Like, this is why nobody looks between Keralis' eyes, is because it's super pale. I don't even think we went with the palest color there, did we? No, we went with this mid-tone here. We could go with that if you like. Now, here's the thing. So this is an okay, like, default Keralis. But I think to really make the most of it, to make Keralis really work in this medium with what we're trying to do, his eyes need to be bigger. Like, foreground eyes layer bigger. Right? And his tongue can't be bigger, though, because that makes it look like his tongue is out. Having it up a little bit, though. No, it needs to be there. Okay. And we can give him a little bit more hair as well. Like, so we extend his hair out, because he actually does have an extra hair layer. But, we can also rotate these slightly away. And then we can have this be slightly bigger too. Maw! It's just a mouth that will devour. I am the Keralis Maw. More Keralis, more problems. Sweet faces. Give him anime eye sparkles. Yeah, just that subtle rotation does give it more of an emotive feel, right? Somebody though suggested, slight eye sparkles. Okay. The more I stare at it, the less it looks like a face, right? Now he looks like he's crying. Yeah, I think we're going to remove the eye sparkles. Or we're going to double down on them. Let's see what we can do with more eye sparkles rather than less. I want to be a sideshow hero. Do 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 do. He's so cute. He looks like a Muppet. Well, that's part of the fun, though. Look into my eyes, nothing but my eyes. Right? So that's the idea, though, is that we can add things and remove things to this in a way that just dropping a skin into a thing isn't going to give us full options. Hold on. Let's go real nuts real quick. Okay? So we've got default Corrales. We've got slightly bug-eyed, shoutier Corrales. We're going to go back here to the default one, though. I'm going to come up here. If Corrales was going to be like a smiley or an emoticon or something, what would he be? Sorrel Watson rolling in with 7. Boom, that puts us evenly at our next face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. It's time to expand Joe. D. Alrighty. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. We are now 20 away from the next face camera expansion. Corrales is his own emotion, says Grace Winder. DJ Frogtime says, Corrales should look like a Muppet. That means you're doing something right. Yergi says, the eye sparkles always need at least 2 per eye diagonal from another. Yeah. His mouth would be full of teeth. Yep, percussion perfect. Working with Illustrator is nuts. It's really goofy and fun. Okay. He's the awesome face. What's the awesome face? Is that the Gerber baby face? Is the awesome face the Gerber baby? Yeah, that's like the Gerber baby face. Okay, so if we were gonna do Corrales as the awesome face, we need to have the eye. Okay. Let's get out of the text tool real quick. The eyes need to be more rounded and at least at the top. Whoops. Okay. Look into my eyes. Oh my gosh, this is going hilariously well already. This is already my favorite. Sorry, Shouty Cleo. You're being surpassed by awesome Corrales. Okay, these need to be touching the edges here. And they need to be level with each other. Where's the alignment? Ah! Boom, there we go. Okay. We're doing the mouth next. Be patient. So for the mouth, we need to stretch this out a little bit here. And stretch this out a little bit here. Whoops. Gonna move them both in a little. So that's a little tall at this point, but core concept. So what if we drop him? Let's go. So let's say that we drop him with the other folks down here in our test area, right? Pathfinder, and then I mean, his head is bigger than the rest of theirs by a little bit, but it's stupid. But the point is, we turned around a new Corrales emotion that's recognizable as Corrales. We started on Corrales 18 minutes ago. Right? Percussion Perfectionist says, I hadn't seen the other ones. Happy Cleo is so cute. Oh, if you like Content Cleo. This is Content Cleo. This is Shouty Cleo. What else have we got? Oh, yeah, we've got Cleo-O. Centauratron says, I love it. It makes me laugh, which I needed. My mouth hurts from wisdom teeth coming in. Sorry to hear that. Evil Freak says, I love it so far. Won't Jevin be blue again? I don't know. The thing is, if Jevin is blue, swapping those colors out takes 0 time. We can do a find and replace with colors in no time. The actual time-consuming part is understanding his model and how it works. Oops. Okay, so we got something here. So, we've got a rough default model of Corrales now. Whoops. Let's go back here. Corrales is a good base model for everyone else then. Liv says, I want Shouty Cleo on my laptop. Well, go to twitch.tv/zombiecleo or youtube.com/zombiecleo. And you'll be set. Okay. Super Tavine says these would all make excellent stickers. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. So, let's see. Flipping through my notes here. People that we were likely to do collabs with next season who are unlikely to change their skins super soon. Tango would probably be pretty easy. I say that looking at his... So Tango Tech doesn't change his skin very much or very often, which is really nice for doing a project like this. He hasn't changed his skin really in 4.5 years. So that's huge for me because that lets me not stress about this. Okay, so we're going to save Tango reference front. Boom. Dang it, whoops. So, this is what Tango looks like. Yeah. What program is this? Adobe Illustrator. Am I trying to do everyone, says Rosewolf. Basically, I'm trying to get good enough. If I get a few base models in, let's say that I do a third of the Hermits. Then if I did a collab with somebody that I hadn't already done, I'd already have a good enough base model to work with and adapt. It only took me 15 minutes to make the new base model for Corrales. And then another, maybe, actually, I think it took 10 to make the base model. Let's see how long it takes us to actually do Tango from scratch. Starting, where's my stopwatch? Now, when I hit start, reset start. Okay, so, just going to go in here. We got yellow across the top there. We've got some red eyes here. Boom. Boom. Okay, so we can just remove these big white outer eyes. His mouth is actually way smaller, so let's pull these out. His mouth is that size, so for his arms, we're going to go ahead, and skin, we're going to go that. Let's go with the mid-tone layer. That's probably safe. Now for his mouth, which is going to be about here, he's got that buddy, which has to be darker. Okay, so for that darker bit to work, yeah, you got to do that. Okay, so he's got a few layers of hair here, actually. We could do that one there, and then he's got one that's the equivalent of 6 of these. So have that go across. Whoops. Okay, until it's that long. And then we have this come up and meet it. Come up here. Pathfinder, shape, mix. Whoops. DDD. And then he's got kind of some side hairs here as well. I mean, this is a terrible Tango. Honestly, this is way worse than anybody else we've done so far. But we're on the clock, so we're going to see what we can do with the time we have. Reds. Going to do vest. Whoops. So for the torso layer, we're going to do the underlayer red like that. New layer up. And then we're going to do that new layer like that. Boom. We can come. We're going to lock the face and features there. So that's going to be halfway through his eyes is where that is going to come in. I can't see his eyes now because the color thing is in the wrong part. Okay, so there's halfway. There's halfway. Whoops. Okay, so then this one's going to be here. This one's going to be here. Lower these down. So it's a 45-degree angle. Okay. He's got right here a little zipper or something. We can have that come across till it's square. Boom. He's got another zipper on this side. That's alternating. And he's got a bunch of pockets. He also has, yeah. So let's do the zipper. It looks like the zipper, whoops, is 6 long. Okay. So every other one is going to be darker. We'll do the pockets here. Those are going to be twice as wide. And then underneath them, we're going to come down and have a later, well, whoops. Oh, that's interesting. So those pockets actually, this one's going to come down more like that. This one here. It's going to come down more like this. Whoops. So we got more pockets on this side. About there. Oh, he actually has 4 of those zippers. So we can drag those down. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. We're going to lock that so we don't do that again. We're going to remove these. We're going to drag these down here. Oh, he's actually got another one of these chest placed things. Okay. And then let's go over here to the arm layer. This actually needs to be on the right arm layer, so we're going to move that accordingly. Down 1. Make it lighter. Down 1. Make it lighter. This actually, you know what? Just for in the interest of being able to bend his arm if needed. Have that go there, and then this one goes here, and that one goes here. So let's have, whoops, this one, we want to have be this color. This is a Kingdom Heart amount of zippers. I know, right? Let's see. Momo Bear, thank you for tipping 50 Philippine pesos. That comes out to 1 US abacus bead, putting us 9 away for the next face camera expansion. And let's see if we got any tips via PayPal. We have not. Either way, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much, Momo Bear, for supporting the show. Tips like that exceed what I would make if somebody went through and watched every single video I've ever made. I made like 2,000 videos, and YouTube ad revenue is a joke right now. So, you are, just by giving $1, you are one of the top supporters of my channel ever. So, thank you, Momo Bear. You are appreciated. Okay. So, on the other side here, this is basically the same. So let's go ahead and copy these over to here. And we're going to paste them in front of that. Except we're going to move them over there and make them a little wider, maybe. Yeah, wider. Poop. This needs to go on the torso layer is the problem. Yeah, there it is. Now, to really sell Tango, though, you gotta get the 2-color eyes. Also, it's interesting, this bit of hair here, this bit of hair here actually goes up to here. It's kind of subtle, but it's there, right? Okay. Feel Tango wasn't a good option for a stopwatch. We're on 8 minutes. I mean, here's the thing, though, is if I'm coming out with 1 new episode a week, just hear me out. If I'm coming out with 1 new episode a week right now, that's my current pace, is 1 episode a week. Or actually, my current pace is like 1 every 9 days, right? 15 minutes to develop a new character model isn't bad, right? Even getting this down to 3-4 days a week, having a thumbnail where I can throw something like this together pretty quickly is not necessarily the worst option. Okay, so we're going to go to the furthest hair layer. And we are going to kind of clone that. Why did that not paste? Oh, it did. Just the one that we pasted there. Okay, that's a bad move. And then on this hair layer, we're going to have a few more that are half size. Yeah, the chin was not good. Riley says you should make the head more pale. Yeah, I'm working on it. We're playing with the design some. So that's the same color as his legs are or arms are right now. So part of the issue is that his mouth is actually surrounded by extra pale bits. But the rest of it, he's got kind of some implied eyebrows here. So let's go to the eyes and then add these eyebrows. Kind of the same way Cleo has the bags under her eyes. But interestingly, they don't, so this is going to go here, and this is going to go here. Then we have him. I feel like this is one of those, like, maybe don't look too hard at it things. And it's fine. Momo Bear rolling in with another 50 Filipino pesos. That's another 1 U.S. Abacus bead. That puts us 7 away from... Oh, wait, no, not 7. That puts us 18 away from the next Space Camera expansion. Wow, my brain is fried. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Yeah, one thing where this kind of falls apart is if you go hyper detailed on some parts and not on others, it comes out kind of weird. So, in order to make that part of his face work with those extra blocks there, then we really need to roll in here with stuff like this. Actually, we're doing a terrible job with this, even. Let's actually maybe rebuild this from scratch. This part we're going to throw out entirely. Let's just rebuild it from scratch with his actual hair. We got the core concept in there. It's the wrong size, but the core concept worked. Sometimes getting the exact texture on the hair, though, can, like with Zombie Cleo, we actually did get the exact color match texture on the hair. And I think it helped a lot with the readability of the concept. Okay. For these, maybe we're going to go more in there. Okay. We need to lock the reference layer like professionals. Okay, then we are going to lock basically all the layers except for the layer we're working on. That was not it. Okay, well, I realize now that there was a bunch of stuff on here that I had not locked or separated out. Okay, so we're going to make this the key object, and then we're going to use the alignment tool to align all of those with 0 space between them. Make that the key object, align that way. This and this, key object, align that way. So yeah, we make this a little bit smaller now. Maybe a lot smaller. And we need the red eye differences. So we're gonna go back over here to the features layer. We're gonna select his eyes. Okay. Gonna bring that over there. Bring that over to here. Bring that over to there. Whoops. Bring that over to here. Okay. Now those are not equivalent properly. That's the other thing, is are these actually all the same color? I've been assuming they are, but they might not be. Also, it looks like underneath it in his hair layer here, it looks like the way he has his hair set up. Oops. There might be some like little hidden hair kind of underneath here. So we're going to copy these. Then underneath there, we're going to paste these like here-ish. So they're kind of sticking out a little bit. Don't make it look like image trace. No, we're not trying to. We're not trying to make it look like image trace. We're trying to give us the flexibility. If you get certain things right now. Goat Unicorn says, what's the idea here? Why not just pull the Hermit skins and use them? It seems to me you're basically recreating them. Yeah, you recreate the base model. So then from that base, you can do all sorts of different expressions and stuff. Right? Angry Cleo. So if you just pull, if I just pulled a Cleo skin from NameMC for a thumbnail. So here's what we could pull from NameMC. It's like, oh, here's a thumbnail. I could put this in a poser and have it gesturing or something, right? But if I actually like draw them, I can modify the drawings, right? So we needed to create base models that are pretty close to the original skin. And then we can modify those from there. Does that make sense, Goat Unicorn? Okay. I'm not actually tracing them. I'm recreating them in a way that's practical to use later with different layers and stuff. If I was tracing them, they wouldn't be usable, right? So I'm referencing this one, but I'm actually drawing it and then copying the stuff, right? So let's go ahead and we're going to unlock all layers. We're going to move the reference tango up here. So now that we have default or dang it, control, is it Control-Shift-I that does 3D mode? I don't want perspective grid tool. Okay. So now that we have a tango that's roughly functional, right? The question is, in the same way, like, what are the expressions we would give other hermits to, like, for a thumbnail? Cleo might be content or angry or face palming or hysterical laughing. Jevin might be kind of smug or happy or surprised. Corrales, you've got, this is the surprised Corrales, right? So we're not using a pixel editor, so we can have the eyes actually be bigger than his head and stuff like that, right? Give Tango some chin definition. People are saying they want to see Tango-wo. Pondering hand on chin. Okay. Maybe. Let's get some more suggestions from the chat. So this is a usable Tango in a pinch, and we generated that in 19 minutes 45 seconds. People were, because I wanted to time how long it took me to do a new Hermit's default model from scratch. But once we get the default model, then we can start doing other things. Okay, so people are saying Devious Tango and Tango-wo seem to be the two. So maybe an angry Tango. Tired Tango. Tango looking shocked. Yeah, okay. I think... Okay, so one thing we need to do, actually, is move all the eyes to the front layer. Move these back. Scheming Tango. Sad clown Tango. Stressed out and tangled in redstone wire. Okay. So, one thing we could do, for example, is lock all the layers that are not hair here. So then we just grab his hair, and then we can go object, path, wait, no. Where? There was a thing that used to be in here called distort? Envelope distort? No. Shape, maybe? Convert to shape? No. Pattern, repeat. Expand appearance, rasterize, slice, create. Oh, it's under effects. Here it is. Distort and transform. Roughen. Okay. So we can come in here and we can say, if we wanted to have like a frazzled Tango, you know what, let's zoom in on the hair though for this, right? So effect, distort and transform, roughen, absolute, and then we can come in here and be like, this is a Tango who's having a bad day. We can smooth it. We can have sharp corners, but we could have him all frazzled, right? We could have him looking like he just got exploded, almost. Mahi0 says hair on fire, smoking like a Looney Tunes who's been exploded. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So this is the advantage of doing this. We build the rough model so we can go nuts with this. And then what we can do is we can go object and then transform each. Right? And I can go to transform each here and I can say randomly rotate it. And it will randomly rotate each of them some amount. We probably don't want to include the big block of hair in that because that gets a little wild. So maybe we cancel that and we exclude the big blocks of hair. But object transform each, random rotate, right? And now that'll rotate them randomly between 1 and 360 degrees. Although really because they're squares, rotating them randomly between 1 and 45 will do it. You know, and then what is his... So let's lock his hair layer now. What does his face look like when he's getting blown up? Like, is he like, ah? You know, are his eyes bigger when he's getting blown up? Is he like, ah? Ah, like screaming? You see what I'm saying? And actually, let's come back out here to his hair layers, right? So we can have these also. Object transform each. In addition to rotating them randomly, we can also have them scale up. So we could have his hair be like poofy. We can actually tweak that a little bit too, so it goes out more. And we can play with the independent. We can go to his back hair layer or furthest hair layer, and scale that up as well. Oops. So he's got hair. Normally you wouldn't be able to see all of Tango's hair on the sides, but maybe because he's exploded. See, that really makes him look frazzled now, right? We can Control-Shift outline those. Whoops. Control-Shift outline? How do we... Hold on. Sometimes the things have changed. Path. Expand appearance. Yeah. See, it just little things like this that you couldn't do with a skin editor. This is why we're not just using a skin editor. Yeah, we're gonna get to his eyes next, Sheeny. Don't worry, don't worry. We're doing the hair first, right? So we made the eyes bigger, but we didn't really give them any expression. Sheeny is exactly right there. Wolverine hairstyle. Yep. Okay. 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 Let's just go ahead and align these real quick. I should have done a better job with the base models of aligning these, and I didn't. Now I'm paying for it. Okay. So these need to move to the front. Yeah, so I guess the question is, are the black parts pupils? In which case, well, they're further out, though, is the weird part. But, like, whoops. Okay, then we take his eyelids here. Because he has very pronounced eyelids on the skin for some reason that I don't understand. And we can have them be shocked. What? Kind of going underneath the hair a little bit. Like, what? But whereas his eyes, foreground eyes, we'll have his pupils actually come above the hair. What? We're making an exploded Tango. What? Maybe have him like look more disoriented, like his eyes are going different directions here. Whoa. It sort of looks like he's ugly crying. Well, and that's the thing though. And another person had recommended earlier with Tango making his jawline closer or tighter. So that's actually something we can do too. Ah. So we've got Chill Tango up here, and we've got Exploded Tango down here, right? And, you know, so we're able to throw this together. People are saying, like the exploded head emoji. Oh, I see what you're saying. Explango. Now he's starting to look like David Bowie. Maybe he was David Bowie the whole time. So, we can get rid of some of these layers now. And then we could go ahead and let's enable an arm. Let's go ahead and like have him right arm as well here. See, we can just... He looks like he needs a hug a little bit. So here's the thing, is we can take all of this stuff. Okay, so a lot of this stuff actually belongs on the torso layer, including that. So let's go ahead and unlock the torso layer, put that where it goes. Like if we wanted to here, we could take all of this that's not his actual skin. So exclude that and exclude that. And then effect, distort and transform roughen. That's way too much, obviously. But look at that. We can do some crazy stuff here. Right? That's pretty wild. Now, it would look better if we had like an actual explosion behind him. But like that's a recognizable Tango. That's also Boomer Tango. Yeah, he is spiky because he's exploding. So, like I said, so since we started at 9 o'clock, and we've done Tango, Corrales, and Jevon. So, for those of you who are just coming in, I'll show you some of the other ones. The other night, we did a bunch of Cleos with the help of Aviva Kitty. Aviva is an amazing artist, and it really helped me kind of get started and kind of figure out where I was going with these in general. So, we got some great Aviva Kitty assisted Cleos the other night. I did the drawing, but Aviva kind of was there helping me with the expressions. We did a few basic Jevons. Then we did some Corraleses, including Awesome Face Corrales, which is kind of my favorite. And then now we are developing models of the Hermits to use for thumbnails for future episodes. These are for video. These are for my season next videos. So, like, I actually have over here kind of an example of like how it looks if you just put if I just download a skin and put it in front of a thumbnail, like, okay, yeah, that's Cleo or whatever, but you can't choose the emotion. Whereas with this kind of gives a vibe, right? It's got a feel to it, right? So watch. Actually, hold on. Let me unlock all the layers first, except for that one. Dang it. Okay. So if we moved these guys over here, and then we added the Tango Explode. Whoosh, over here. We need it to be the right height to match the rest, but demo people layer, paste him here. Object, we're gonna need to expand the appearance for that to work. We're gonna lock that layer, we're gonna paste that down there. We're gonna use the Pathfinder to create a single shape out of that we can then apply an outline to. 20 point curved. Oops. Then let's go ahead and lock all of these. Actually. And then remove those two. What am I grabbing there? So like then we could move the Tango one up even and just having Corrales looking at Tango. Whoops. Let's move that outline to here. No, we want to move that. No, what we want to do is we want to move their outlines up. Yeah. Let's see what screen caps I have from Minecraft that this could possibly work with. Like here's something in the Nether. Like decked out backfire, you know, that sort of thing. Oh, actually, you know what we should also do though is we should totally trans effect, apply roughen. Okay, so this one though, effect, document rather. So this one's actually a terrible image to use for this background here, but Am I going to do B-dubs? Probably. B-dubs changes his skin enough. I'm trying to do the hermits that don't change their skins very often first, so that I know I can use it. Okay. So then let's do a fake text layer. Decked out 2.0 backfire. And then we can make that text bigger here. And then, gosh, why is there no toolbar? Why is the toolbar not showing up? I have it set to advanced. Oh my gosh, I'm going crazy. Why is the toolbar not showing up? Properties? Oh my gosh, I'm cool. I'm cool. Okay, Control Alt Shift S. Okay, so we would do something like we'd have this centered, and we'd probably have this set to that. And then we'd select the blue flame color. Oh, that's too dark. No, we need to do the purple maybe. Decked out 2.0 backfire. Okay, Shift O. So to actually have layers, get rid of that. Okay, that one's wrong. Okay. So let's save this as a JPEG. Okay. Yeah, Tango's planning decked out. He's just waiting on Skulk Centers. So I want to give you all a chance to... King of Crouton says, how much is Adobe Suite? Like $1 million, right? It's like 60 something a month, but I need it for my freelance work. So it's an expense that I have anyway. So it doesn't make sense for me to use separate art stuff for my paid freelance work than from my YouTube stuff. At that point, I might as well just use the same thing for everything. And my clients kind of dictate that I have to use Adobe for the freelance stuff. So there we are. Okay. Here's, and the text is garbage. You know, actually, you know what? Maybe core concept. I'm is to hand illustrate the other hermits collaborating with me on a given episode. Kid Manager says, I had to leave and I come back to this masterpiece. I love it. Yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen it, we've got all sorts of drawings of hermits here. We have many hermits here. The logo is missing. The background. Media. Okay. Add description. A fake thumbnail for a theoretical Joe Hill's TSD Minecraft YouTube video. It features drawings of Corrales, Zombie Cleo, and Jevin looking happy about a frazzled Tango Tech. Okay. Save. How do you tag people? Corrales, Zombie Cleo. Can't be tagged in photos. Interesting. Tango Tech. I jump. Done. Here's a test / example of the new thumbnail style I'm experimenting. Here's an example. Here's a test of the new thumbnail style I'm experimenting toward for next season of HermitCraft. The logo is missing and the text is garbage, but the core concept I'm going for. Is to handle. I threw this all together. Okay. Is to quickly hand illustrate the other hermits collaborating with me on a given episode. Okay, so we're going to tweet that out. And once that's live. Okay, so send now. So I'm going to post that tweet so y'all can see the image. Goat Unicorn. So y'all can see the image, how it actually appears on your computer. And obviously, I think the background is way too dark, obviously. New tweet is out. XB doesn't change his skin often. That's a good point. Hey, Shalom. We are doing some kind of goofiness here. Decked out 2.0 backfire. Okay. So, let's see. Oh, I forgot to post the tweet in the live event chat too. Okay, so save that. Hero. Bum bum dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum. Cleo with the flower crown and Smug Jevin with the helmet. I don't know. Welcome back, Smugless. Yeah, the dark background is terrible. The hermits do really stand out. Detect out should be capitalized. Yeah, the episode... Yeah, the thing is, realistically, we don't have 4 people in a collab in most episodes, though. Right? So we just feature the people we're going to feature, and we go from there. So... Alrighty. Well, let's see. I think that was that for the night. Sakara says, did it freeze? No, I was just looking at the thing, thinking about it. So I feel like we're at a good stopping point. We have something... We have a rough proof of concept, you know? The big one being Smug Jevin would have been funny. Maybe, yeah. I also realized Jevin's hand being directly under the tab that's the same color as his skin looks weird. It's not exactly the same color as his skin, but it is, like, strange there. Let's... Okay. So there's room for improvement. Are we going to do the outro tonight? I guess. Let me pull it up while I figure out who to raid. But thank you to everyone who tipped, everybody who showed up and hung out. What if I drew myself on the thumbnail with them? Well, the thing is, I need to kind of figure out what the... Like, if I try to draw myself, I'm going to have a lot of preconceptions I bring into it. I need to draw more other hermits first to kind of narrow down the style that works for the whole group before I attempt myself. So anyway, let's see who we're going to raid while I play some music. Here's the outro. We don't hear it often, folks, but I wrote it, and I'm a big fan of my brother's work on it. He just killed it, in my opinion.
The city is bright, but the stars keep growing dimmer. The dishwasher runs, then you find forks from dinner. Killing lights, charging phones, setting alarms to make their tones. Winding down, closing blinds, the rest for tomorrow when there's time. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and just let your mind float downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills has left the building.
We're heading over to Fliptronic. They're broadcasting on a different channel than usual because they're sticking it to the man on Twitch, streaming on the Pinball Network, a unpartnered, unaffiliated channel. But it's a paid gig, and these folks are awesome. They brought Godzilla to my apartment so we could play pinball live on stream here for the first time a few months ago. When you get over there, say howdy, y'all. Joe Hills right here. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.